I never know from time to time when I'm going to show something, when I'm not. At first I thought, I'm not going to show this, but I thought, why not? I've already got one nail cut. And I made the determination that there's one more nail up here that needs to get removed. There's a couple other nails up high, but those are still stuck in the wood. I had to let the UPS truck go by. There's a couple nails that are still stuck in the wood. So once this goes back, I think I can tap those back. So it's just this last one. I've got to get out of here in real time. This is about how long it's going to take you with this blade. 32 teeth. Come on, baby. There it is. There's my nail. Bye-bye. Okay. I still have a couple nails up here where this top piece is still attached. I don't want to cut them all off and have this fall. And plus, those are still attached, so I can kind of tap that in. The main thing is I got to suck that in. Chances are, once I suck that in, it's going to crack. It's going to crack this other thing out too. So before I start beating on this, I'm going to have to get up higher. Wow, that thing just is like a ski jump because it's been up there. The best thing to do would be to replace the fascia board, but in order to do that, you have to remove all the roof cap pieces. Take this out, and then you can put it back on. I've seen roofers do that before, but I'm not going to do that this time. It's all about trying to fix what I got for now. Maybe in a couple years, I'll have to think about in a couple years, we'll have to think about replacing this this fascia board. And like I say, some places they do that as a maintenance. Like if your fascia board is checked and cracked, like see this one here, there's a big long, see that crack right there? And then there's a crack up further, right there. And then you should start thinking about replacing your fascia boards. And see, if I had to replace the trim cap pieces, if I didn't want to get up on the roof, I'd have to get a roofer to do that, and then he'd have to have the knowledge to cut and install the fascia board pieces. Even though that fascia board looks like a 2x6, it's probably like a 2x10 or a 2x8 or something like that. I'd have to reach my tape measure up in there and measure it, but I'm not going to do all that for right now. Most of the fascia boards on the house are still in really good shape. See that fascia board? All these fascia boards, they still look really good. Okay, so it's just that exterior piece, and that's because we're facing the south. Right here, it gets lots of the sun and wind and rain on there. See, this piece over here is checking a small crack. See that little small crack there, and you come down and you see another one right there. Come down a little further. See, it doesn't look too terribly bad just yet, so that's why I'm doing a repair on it only. Well, once I started removing the caulking and stuff, this whole piece came off. Look at that. I was careful with it. I'm trying to save it. Okay, but now that that's out of the way, see, I moved my ladder. I turned it around the other way so I could get up in there. The bush will come back. I'm not too worried about it. See, here's where the little nest was. Right in there. And see, there's not much left up there. Get my sheetrock saw. Let's just see, because back there, see right there, that far back, there's a 2x4 that comes down. So it was just a small little nest, just enough for one little mouse, one little bird with a couple eggs. And now we got that fixed, don't we? We got that part out of there. See, I'm going to try not to break off this edge or anything, but see how much. Well, I'll use this as a straight edge. Look, see how much that's bowed. Look at that, and it's mainly this last bit, and it zips on out. See, you can tell. See how far I dug out a little bit of the caulking. But this was nailed fairly tight before. And that's how much. See there? That's how much that bowed out. So now that I've got that out of there, I can see where I've got to bolt to. See, initially I was going to bolt to that, and I'm glad I didn't, because that's just a block. That's just a block, and it's on the edge. See where the other nail was? Right there. Remember I said there was a nail holding that triangular piece? Well, it was right there, and that was split. That wasn't holding anything. And I was going to drill a hole right there and put the lag bolt in there. See, I don't want to put the lag bolt into the end of this wood, because that'll just split it out. And see, right here, this is the plywood that's on the wall before the stucco. So here's the wall from here over, and now that I've got that triangle piece out of there, I wasn't even planning on getting that out, but just as well, right? See how much of a gap there is there before this gets bolted. So I'm glad I got the 4-inch lags, because I'm going to put a 4-inch lag bolt in there. I'm probably going to put it right in between these two nails. I was going to put it there. If I put it there, I'd have to angle that bolt that way, because if I just put it straight there, see, that wouldn't have hit anything, would it? Would have hit the side edge of the siding, the OSB paneling on the wall. That wouldn't have held anything. I need to put it right in there. That's as close as I can get it to this end to kind of tweak that in. So that's where I'm going to do it, right there. Glad I got those longer bolts, because see, I was thinking, okay, this nailed to another piece of backing, another piece of the wall. That would be 1.5 inches thick. But see, they put little blocks out here like this to allow enough stucco to go under underneath here, and still to show a 1.5 inch thick piece of fascia that went up there. So I not only have to go through the 1.5 inch, I got to go through this cavity, through this OSB, and into the wood there. Man, 4-inch bolts might not even be long enough, but once I drill it in and countersink it a little bit and then drive it in, I'm hoping to suck it in far enough without breaking the back side of this out, because this is, like I say, 20 years old, and it's not really the best stuff either, is it? So that's what I'm going to try next. And when I was at the store, I could have gotten a couple lag bolts that were even longer, 4.5 inches long, let's say. But I think my 4-inch lag bolts will be enough. See, that's pretty long, and that's 4 inches. See, you get a 4-inch bolt. That's from the outside to the tip. So there's no holding power at the very tip, and then you lose about 1/8 of an inch right off the bat because of the bolt head. So even though I've got a 4-inch bolt, and I've got a washer on there. Let's see, we'll put the washer on there, and then let's see if my bolts are even going to be long enough. I got from there to the end is 3 3/4, see? So now I'm going to go back up there and see if my bolt's going to be long enough.